And then he cuts his camera off. Chen, thank you for the introduction. Like I said, you didn't read the notes, man. I had specific things I asked you to read about me. You you calling me genius, this and that. Look, y'all, I would like to think I'm pretty average. Okay, so just so there's some more understanding of where I'm coming from, and I don't want to be on this mountain, right? I'm too humble, God said. So, my family's from the islands. I grew up in South Florida. Um, Speaking the patois situation and all that type of talking was not really something you were allowed to do. Both my parents were school teachers. My mom went on to become like a pharmacist. She was a nurse and all that stuff first. Kicked us out the house to live with our dad in Jamaica in the islands while she can go get her pharmacy thing. And then, so education was pretty important. My little brother, now that I think about it, he speaks a few different languages. So I think it's something about language and just speaking correctly that was, hard pressed. So when it comes to certain types of information, going to college and that type of thing, and just learning about government programs and how to get funded, it's a certain way you got to look at the information, and it's a certain way you can understand that the whole situation out here, this whole America thing we're talking about, is set up for our success, right? Maybe it wasn't set up for our success right out the gate, right? Us lower income people from minority neighborhoods or whatever you want to call it. But this whole situation we're in America, right? And I'm a proud American. I'm glad I was born here. Growing up, living in Jamaica, we were me and my little brother were always known as the Hylton boys, the foreign kids, right? Because we had this American accent. And then when we came back here, right, middle school, high school, we're known as these island kids who have this Jamaican accent. So people have always commented on how I speak, and I've always used it as a way to let people know who I am and where I'm from and what I'm about. And I'm absolutely about this system that they call America. Now you can say what you want about it, but the system is definitely rigged in our favor. And I think the program that Chen here has for you guys that you guys have learned through him is like, I don't know if he told me some of the actual game of how this whole thing got started with getting a school accredited, right? The guys who had all the money and all the influence said, "Hey, we're going to create a plan that will have the government paying us to teach these guys how to, be stylists here." And maybe I'm not saying the story, the right way, but these government programs are set up for the people who take advantage of them, right? Now, I'm going to talk about government grants and programs, and I have a quick little presentation I'm going to share. Now, I'm not the best presenter. I asked my girlfriend to help me put this thing together, these slides and all that. Honestly, I was late to the call because I was trying to get some more screenshots, but look, I have so much information that when Shen said it's about an hour, I'm like, I should really just give them access to like some of my programs and just kind of give y'all a free pass. So at the end of this whole thing, I'm probably just going to give you guys a free pass to join something I set up that has all these resources in there. So in this talk where we're here now, right? And I have the names pulled up. So Charles, Christina, from time to time I scroll and just call people out. So when I say to Kenya, you paying attention? That's just me being the teacher because that's how they treated me, right? All right, so Tracy, Victoria, what we're about to talk about is how to get access to capital, how to get free money, okay? And let me actually share my screen and get into the thing so I don't go trailing off in all these different places. So this is me, right? I guess I should have shown that thing while I was here talking, right? And I'm not a really flashy person. You're not gonna see me posting nothing about a Lambo and pulling up and this and that. But I like taking trips. I like teaching. This is me on Zoom, dropping some game. This is a friend's house. Maybe I'll tell you more about him. He had these really cool gold leopard diamond things at the front door. And this is me in an office space I had in downtown Brickell in the financial district in Miami. So that's like, where all the cocaine money went over there, and that's where they got built up in Miami, right? I also love mimosas. So that's a little champagne mixed with juice. And I love green drink. I like to stay healthy, right? So this is me, Rich Hilton. Now, the reason I got into this thing of how to get funded, how to get access to capital, is because as I was growing my consulting business, helping people run ads, generate leads, all this type of stuff, as I developed my skills in that, I realized, oh, wait, what everybody actually needs is money to spend on these ads, right? I don't know if anyone here has ever tried advertising their business or tried, growing just anything. You really do need money at a point. Once you get really clear on your vision and the ideas you have, and you actually are actively going out there, going to work every day, and you put in, you realize, yo, if I just had 100K, right? And that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do, is just how to get your hands on 100K. Now, 100K, obviously, there's some things tied to it. Maybe you do need good credit. I could show you how to get 50 to 100K without good credit. Maybe you need your tax returns. I mean, why wouldn't you want to have some docs put together to get you some free money, right? So there are some stipulations and different backflips and tricks you got to do, but that's so all these people way over here that aren't disciplined, that's so they don't take action, right? When Chen says, hey, you got to set up a physical space and you got to be doing stuff in it for 2 years to get accredited, I mean, you want that gate there. You don't want it so that everybody just comes in, starts a school and messes up the thing, not messes it up, but opportunity is there for you to, go get. So when I show you these opportunities, don't be discouraged by what it might take, right? Because what I'm actually going to do when we get here, I'm going to show you some of the things you don't do and you do, right? No, let me not flip through my thing yet. All right, so I'm going to show you exactly what to do and what not to do to get your hands on some free money from the government, okay? And all these different free grants and government programs, including some of the stuff that Chen has probably already told you about. And I'm also going to show you how to get your hands on 0% interest business funding. So that's business lines of credit, what they call BLOCs. I'll also talk about, if we have time, how to get your hands on alternative funding, which is from private lenders, guys who have cash that want to loan it out at their own interest rate because they know about the industry and just want to give out money. In fact, this alternative lending industry has started to boom even more after 2020. Every time the banks start saying no, alternative lenders start saying yes. And the alternative lending industry was born out of the '08 financial crisis. Now, I think I was in high school or something then. So what happened? Something with real estate, they scammed stuff and the housing market crashed. Either way, people lost their houses and you couldn't borrow money anymore. So all of a sudden you had people loaning out money on the side, and then new government programs came out. All right, little history lesson there. So I'm also going to show you a company that I work with that you can just go to and apply now. And the reason I'm kind of clicking around and showing y'all stuff now instead of like after the other is I know some of y'all might have to leave and come back. Definitely want everybody focused, right? But I wanted to show y'all the links and stuff now and give y'all a little overview of what y'all gonna get so that if you had to take screenshots, you want to screenshot this and then come back later, you can easily do that, right? I have some docs I'm gonna share with you guys. I'm gonna be scrolling through these docs and actually showing you where to find these things. Like I have all 50 states written in here, right? Well, where's everybody from really? Chen, I know Tennessee, Memphis. Is everybody more in the South? Is it all over? All right, Sierra, Miss Gresham, where are you from? Sonia, that's my mom's name, Sonia. Star Nicole, I think I know Star Nicole. So where are you guys from? Drop it in the chat. What state are you guys from? GA, Georgia, Bama, Kentucky, KY, Bama, Georgia, PA, New York, ATL, Wisconsin, Houston, H-Town, what up? Arkansas, I always say Arkansas. Arkansas, California, show me. Okay. I'm gonna show you, Victoria, hold on. All right, so where should I start? Which doc was I gonna start at? Oh, this one right here. All right. So, I guess I'll start with the title slide. The whole way I got into this thing, right? Like I was saying, I started coaching and consulting people and helping them run ads and set up their systems, right? But see, what happened was I realized everybody really needed money to grow. And now I'm a fan of Hormozy, Alex Hormozy, and some of these big business name consultants out here. And guys like Chen definitely study these guys too. And what they talk about is how to grow a business. See, right now, Chen's telling you how to get started with a thing, but there's ways you grow a business. And oftentimes, no matter what business you're in, growth kind of feels like this. See this jagged up and down thing? And you can actually feel the pain of the growth. Have any of y'all ever needed money for just rent? And you could feel the pain of like, yo, I don't have it now, but I got to borrow this and come back and take this money and I got paid, but this money's already spent. It's like that growing a business. Yeah, you may open your school, but you may get accredited, but there's going to be times where you need money now. And you guys are probably experiencing that growth now because all these graphs go up. It's still going up. It's still growth, but it's painful growth. And see, when you have capital, it smooths it out. Even if you have a line of credit, right? Now, I didn't say credit card because, credit card has a bad term. I didn't grow up. You probably didn't grow up understanding what to do with some credit or even some health insurance. I just got health insurance the other day. I just got so, you could borrow against, if I pay 300 a month on some health insurance policy, in a year, I could go borrow like 30K. I've only been paying about 300 a month. I could go borrow against the equity of my life. We don't know this stuff. And then God forbid I pass, my family set up for generational what it's done. Little stuff like this, we just didn't know, right? Now I'm not gonna get into all them type of tricks and backflips, but the whole point is there's ways to smooth out your growth. See, this one right here is also growth. This is the growth you're probably going through now, working with mentors and guys like Chen. You moving along, you hit a block, and then you learn something, you grow. Then you're moving along, this is all growth though. You're still growing, but it's very, hit a wall, I gotta learn, hit a wall, I'm stagnant. You see that? And then this is what most people are going through. Just watching anything on social media. Oh, I got to post now to get my business going. Oh, I should make some flyers. I got to pass the flyers out. I got to this and that. And let me open a funnel. Let me make a website. And then you finally close some deals and you start shooting up again. Or you finally make some sales or you build your clientele or what have you. Right. So the thing though is they're all growth. They all go up. It's just that this type of growth here is the one you really want to be experiencing. See, this is deeper than how to get money. This is how you actually grow as a human being, like spiritually and all of that. You need money to grow, right? I had a live session with Chen, right? We spoke for, what was that, like 4 hours, Chen, on Saturday, right? And he was emphasizing the stuff he learned from, these deeply spiritual rich people who said, what solves all problems? Let me ask it in the chat. Yo, if y'all read the Bible and all that, and you probably listen to Chen, you know the answer, but what solves all problems? All right, let's take it back to some principles. And y'all will see that I don't claim to be a very religious or Christian person, but anytime I get a chance to drop a scripture and, bring it back to some truth, I absolutely like to do that. So y'all tell me, what solves all problems? All right, what did they say? Okay, hold on, whoa. Damn. Okay, Houston, no. Yes, Miss Amina, yes. Whole life insurance, yep. Okay, so somebody said, well, I'm not gonna read the right answer first. Okay, so prayer, it's not the right answer. Faith, prayer, knowledge, faith, prayer, seek first the kingdom. See, Mr. Tadeo, that is not the right answer. Money solves all problems, as is told in the scripture, apparently. And I believe that, right? There has never been a problem that I couldn't solve, at least just feeling better. Even if the problem wasn't solved, if I had some money, it made everything, go well. Trust in God and have faith. You got to have faith that you can get this money, right? Now, I've been faithing my way forward for a lot of my life. Boy, I could tell some stories about me just from bus bench to, I live life on the edge. Let's just say that, right? I've been on tour and done stuff, some music stuff. I've definitely been in very uncomfortable situations. And I could tell you that all of them, even though I was having faith and grateful for where I was at and feeling good about it, I was always focused on, I need to get my money up, right? And if there's guys in the chat here, that feeling of, you know, not having money when you trying to court somebody, take the lady out or whatever. And ladies, the feeling of feeling like you got to depend on somebody when you can get it on your own, but here you are not having your own little thing. You can't take care of yourself and all that. And it's like, sheesh, money, right? So I'm going to show you guys how to get money that you can use for anything. This money you're getting, this grant money, all this types of funding, you don't have to use it for the business. You can use it to pay your bills, right? I'm talking about getting your hands on it and do whatever you want with it. And then you can not pay it back. I don't mean unethically, I mean actually. Like right now, let me show you guys a quick gem and then we'll hop back into this doc. There's a thing right now. And you know what? You'll have to reach out to me directly for more information about some of this stuff. And at the end, I'll drop my Instagram. And like I said, I'll invite you guys to some of my free programs. Um, or maybe I'll make you guys pay for some. I don't know. Chen, do people here have like a lot of money? Can y'all like, if I made a pitch to y'all to buy something for $1,000, would y'all buy it at the end? Y'all drop a one in the chat if you buy my course. I promise I won't sell you nothing though. All right, so look, there's this thing here called the SETC. It's a tax refund program that's hot right now. It said, hey, if you were sick in COVID for 10 days or less, 2020, 2021, we'll reimburse you for the amount of money you made those 2 years, that 10 days, right? Up to 30K. Free money you don't have to give back. I was hustling for my 1040. What? So what? I just submit my tax return again and file it differently and you'll just drop 30K in my account? The same way you did PPP? Did y'all get a PPP loan? Y'all drop another one in the chat if any of y'all got a PPP loan or any other free money. All right? I'm not really counting these ones, but I want to see some engagement. Javonda Jones, JJ, thank you. Sonia, Sonia, Sierra. Missed it. Kenyatta, you missed it? Well, you got to get this one. Paid off my school. That's what's up. I'm actually helping a girl right now in Florida. She has a home-based law firm. We're going to forgive her student loans. Her payments right now are like $800 a month. We're going to figure out what Biden wants to do. But before we try to forgive her loans, we're going to consolidate them with a personal loan, a 5 to 7 year personal term loan, right? Just dropping some words out here. All right, cool. So you want to grow. That's why you're here. You want to experience growth and you want to experience growth more smoothly, right? Smooth, okay? All right. I'm about to show you guys the best way to get even more money to start or expand your business. That's what this should say. Your business or nonprofit, right? And even if you don't have a business or a nonprofit, I put this subtitle here, right? Because every adult in America, the way this system's set up, this American system that I am a proud American, I'll tell you that. I want to show my passport, right? I'm one of them people that messed up my license and I got to walk with my passport. Right? So I always got my passport on me. So look, you want to get access to this stuff, not just for a business, but for everything. They have grants for healthcare. They have grants for free legal advice. They have grants for Wi-Fi. There's a $30 grant. You could subsidize your Wi-Fi costs, right? Your home internet, right? Is that link active? Did you get the 30K? Guys, do drop questions in the chat because from time to time I will check in. I want to make sure I'm not moving too fast, especially since this is one of those things where I can't see you, right? I'm not sure if you guys, if I'm moving too fast, what have you. So feel free to drop stuff in the chat as we go along. All right. Every adult in America on average has $14,000 allotted to them per year. And that's on average. Most people don't even pay this much in taxes, right? So if this is the average that each adult is technically allotted based on the money that's out there, imagine how much individual people are getting. Guys, the people I get this game from, right? The business people who I get this game from, who I'm in their groups and on the YouTube and I'm reading the books, they use this information to go from multi-million-dollar corporations to billion-dollar corporations quietly. Big companies you don't know about. They're the ones taking advantage of these grants. This stuff is out here for guys at the top with a big business, for guys just starting a business or a nonprofit, right? If you got into the business of showing other people how to get access to these grants, like if you got into the business of it, the government will fund you, right? So there's plenty of information out here, all right? So the first, I want to show you 3 tricks so that you can start getting money today. And then I'll get into some technical stuff with my, docs that I made for you guys so you can see actual examples, right? I don't want this to go too long, but Chen gave me a whole hour and I'm going to make sure every minute of it is packed with actionable stuff you guys can do. So take notes and do have questions because I'd love to answer questions for about 15 to 20 minutes and push you guys to take some action, all right? So 3 tricks to start getting free money today. 1, only go to .org and .gov sites, right? This is a pretty simple one. But a lot of the information that's out there, right? So if you go to Google, say you want to get your grants game on. You want to get your game on, right? Which of these grants. You go over here and you type in um, grants for business. What does this say? 1.2 billion, right? This is not how you find grants. You're not gonna go through billions of things. This is grantify.io. This is a sponsored link. That means this person is paying Google. They're paying Google money to show this website. That's not where you want to go, right? The simple process, answer simple questions. They're gonna put you through a form or survey, and then they're gonna want to sell you all types of other stuff. Fund.com. This is not it. This is actually kind of funny. If it says fund.com, you think our government bought the website fund.com? No. So you only want to go to .org and .gov websites. And generally speaking, let me come over here again. Generally speaking, don't search for grants. Because most of the programs out there, like 80%, they're not even labeled as grants. In fact, when I came to this presentation talking about grants, I don't even have grants in my vocabulary, honestly, right? If you go to my Instagram, let me pull up my page right here. If you go to my Instagram, oh, I have nothing crazy on my timeline. I promise y'all, I don't be following that stuff. That's not me. That's not me. All right, so here's my page, right? So in my bio, I say, look, AI is going to replace 300 million jobs, but you can get funded and invest in the new automated economy, right? You can get funded and invest. I'm talking about getting funded, not about getting grants. Because grants, that word grant, 80% of these programs, some of the best programs for getting a new business started are labeled as incubators and accelerators, right? They're not even called a grant. And you guys have heard of these incubation things where, people build an app, right? And get funded up $10 million to build their app. That's free money. That's a grant. So how are these, buttheads getting $10 million to build something? It's because they understand how to get access to the money. Some of it involves you setting up a corporation a certain way, nonprofit, et cetera, what have you. Some of it involves you just applying. That's another thing about applying. There are people out there saying, well, you need to write a letter. You need to write an essay to get your grant. You need a special way you write them. And you have people out here that will charge you money to write grants for you. Look, the majority of the stuff out there is only 3 questions. They want to know your name. They want to know your address, right? Because you got to live somewhere. They got to know where to find you, right? And they just want to know, I'm coming to the camera. They just want to know what are you going to do with the money? That's it. They just ask you, okay, what's your name, where you stay, and what do you plan on doing with the money? That's it. There's no essay. It's not that much. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. And this last one, you want to use websites like 211.org and findhelp.org. So a nice keyword to write down is help. If you're going to go on Google, if you will go to Google and you want to do that work, you want to look for things that say help with rent, help paying so-and-so bill, help with disability insurance, things like that, right? The word help is a good hot word, okay? The word grant, you'll miss like 80% of the programs that are out there. And there are many programs out there, thousands and thousands and thousands of programs, right? Thousands. I'm actually going to pull up a website for you guys to see just how many thousands there are. Is this the website? I had that site open earlier. Let me see. I'm about to show you guys that Facebook video. What's that site? All right. So anyway, let's start at the top. So if you have a business or you do want to start one, $100 million has been available since January 1st, 2022 to help you succeed to that goal, right? Now, since Biden's been in administration, they're making even more free money stuff, right? Forgiving student loans and all types of stuff, right? but it's been going on. When the government at the top level stops giving out money or closes certain programs, a general rule of thumb is that the local states and cities and principalities, they start bringing out programs. So there's a balance and a flow. So when you go to Google, you're kind of getting old information because the moment the government takes away the, rents forgiveness program, remember during COVID, your rent was forgiven, you didn't have to pay, and landlords had to just, deal with it, but the landlords got cashed out from, then they took that away, right? They took it away now. You have to pay your rent. You have to pay your mortgages. Well, now there's other programs at the state level that would be there for you. Star says, wow, I applied for a grant one time and it made you jump through hoops, questions, essays, etc. I didn't know it was only 3 questions. Okay, so reading Star's message, I'm not sure the specific program she applied for. To be clear, guys, I was making a point that you don't really have to pay people to help you get grants. But if there are programs out there that want you to write an essay, like for like a school, college scholarship, yeah, there are essays, like, come on. But Star, if the point you're making is that you had to jump through a lot of hoops and you didn't get the grants, then what I'm going to show you next when I scroll down here is the reason why you probably didn't get the grant. Because see, whoever you worked with to jump through those hoops, yeah. So see this guy right here with this headset? This guy has himself a home-based business situation going on where he has dedicated his life force energy, his time, his attention, everything to hopping on calls and helping people get funded through the National Disability Institute. You see that? That's what he's all about. That's the kind of guy you want to talk to, right? Georgia Micro Enterprise Institute. This young lady right here is all about getting people money, right? This is a statewide hub and network for entrepreneurs, specifically to Georgia. So in every state, there are 4 to 7 to 10 offices, call them that government offices that are dedicated to certain things. And all you really have to do is get off the computer, get off of these social medias, and just call these local people. It's basic work, guys. It's the follow-up, it's the phone call. There's a program, the NACA program. My guy Dre talks about that. And he'll let you know the real work is actually following up with these people and saying, hey, I'm interested. What you need? Because in the NACA program, you can get a property with no money down, a multifamily property. That's wealth. That's cash flow and assets. That's real estate. And the NACA program will help you find one in the right neighborhood and all of that. The real work, though, is just making the relationship with the young people at the front desk or what have you, so that they'll put in the work for you to help you get the thing. That's what it's about. This whole game is actually about that. Now, for some of the other funding that I do business about and help people get, 0% interest business line of credit, term loans, cash advances, just working capital loans. That's a business thing, and that might involve more work. But generally speaking, the free money is just you building a relationship with the right people in the right office. You want to go to the source, is my point. You just need to get a list of where, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you guys a doc, right? At the end, I'll tell you how to get some of these docs I got here that actually tell you where to go in what state so that you deal with the source, right? Because the source is going to tell you when things change. So check this out. This Facebook group right here, public-private strategies, okay? And I think I opened it in another tab. Here I did. So this video, all right, this is a few years back. This video, and I'm gonna scrub through it, is the SBA folk actually having a meeting and a Q&A discussion, with each other and whoever from the public wanted to attend, right? Sharing important tips and areas about how to get resources for relief during COVID, right? The tax credits that can help your business thrive, and updates and things that you need to know about. They have these meetings. And though they may not be in like a town hall, like somewhere you got to go visit and you stand on the metal chairs and you raise your hand and, yeah, we want to change the community. It's not like that type of setup. They're online. They're in Facebook groups. They're in their local offices. You just got to call them, right? These guys are running elections and getting elected, and they're putting themselves in position to want to help you. They have big hearts, but they don't know marketing. They don't necessarily know, and the government's not going to teach them how to get the word out, right? So what I've dedicated my life to is getting this my life to, right? I'm all about this growth stuff, right? Because when you have the capital, you can actually grow for real, like how it says in the book, right? You got to have this stuff put in order, right? You got to be diligent. And I want to be diligent on y'all's behalf. So everything I'm sharing with you guys is really from the top of my heart, right? I want to show you guys how simple it is. So if some of the examples I use are kind of extreme, like y'all don't have to write essays, it's just to make a point that just make friends with this lady right here with the funny face, with the haircut, and just ask her, hey, what should I write on this thing? I had a real estate friend of mine, this girl, Jamila. Jamila lives in Trinidad right now. Well, and actually, she's traveling. She's traveling. She does real estate, right? She's from New York, got a little son, Trinidadian girl. She's got multifamily real estates all over the place. And Jam was telling me about this website she found, another government website that posts government contracts where the government is looking for truckers, random new posts. We were scrolling the website together, and it was a brand new post that was made. It said, we need a trucker to drive some equipment from Texas to Alaska. Who can take the contract? And the people who are applying to those contracts is the same big companies, right? The Northrop Grummans and these huge companies, because they understand, and they're not even actually applying for the grants themselves. They're using consultants in the middle to stay abreast of what is needed that is being funded by some government grant money. But if you're a trucker and you're over here trying to move stuff loads for Walmart or whatever it is, right? I've had neighbors that were into that trucking thing, and y'all, it's just ridiculous. But if you understood how to tap into some grants, right, things can go crazy. So anyway, the thing Jamila showed me was that a normal person, average, small business, applies to these grants. The person on the other line, like your girl here, let me find a more flattering, like Elizabeth, right? Elizabeth in Georgia, more flattering screenshot. Or a guy here, Michael Morris. When they can tell that you are a small business owner because your home address is on your LLC, or just simple stuff. Your 1-800 number is, you don't have a 1-800. Your email, it says gmail.com, your barber salon at Gmail. When they see that, they're like, okay, we got one of them. They're not denying your application. They're getting on the phone with you to say, hey, so it looks like we can get you this contract to clean all of the bathrooms in Liberty City. But it looks like your bank account, it looks like a personal account we call Chase to verify the routing number and stuff. You have a business bank account, right? Oh, yeah, let me get that for you. You need to run to the bank, go set you up a proper business account because they're trying to help you. They understand the game and they are helping you, right? They're on your side. Okay. So when you can tap into the right information and you understand that it's just about building relationships, you might actually become one of these guys yourselves, where you realize, yo, the public does not know. And you end up living a life where you've dedicated yourself to wearing the headset and helping other people get access to the information they need to go get accredited, right? Like Chen has been doing. Because this information, yo, you get an accredited school, each head is what, 5 to 20K off of Pell Grant or whatever it is. That's insane. I thought only universities got that type of money for an education business, right? So you definitely want to tap in with these people here who are actually trying to show you, right? They're here hopping on Zoom, knowing no one's gonna watch it really, but they're out here to put the information out, right? And then guys like me stumble on it and make a presentation like this for you guys, right? All right, so check it. So you want to tap in with these guys. Now, the specific term of who you're looking for, it's these people called community navigators, right? Community navigators in the USA. That's the technical term, okay? And that's actually what this thing was about. So when I pop open the SBA website right here, and I go to local assistance, okay? So you can browse around here. There's all types of stuff that you can, excuse me, stumble upon, right? Grants, right? State trade exposition programs, grants for community organizations. If you wanted to start like a YMCA type of thing, it's all here. It's all laid out. Disaster assistance is all laid out. But you want to go to local assistance And then you want to click on this link here called Community Navigators. Okay. Now this Community Navigators page, I'm not about to scroll to this website, but screenshot, save that link. It's in the doc. I'll show you the doc. I'll share you the doc, right? The Community Navigators are essentially hired by the Small Business Administration to outreach to businesses in underserved communities, right? This is their initiative, right? When you hear that Biden and them are about to put out some law that helps so-and-so get access to so-and-so, they're doing it so that the SBAs and the other organizations go take action on it. And then within a quarter or 2 quarters or a year, they have to report back up to the executive branch and say, hey, here's how we've been implementing that thing that you just said on national TV, but didn't really give us a blueprint on how to run the play, right? Them at the top are saying, hey, my administration, we want to help more small businesses in underserved communities. So the SBA goes, okay, cool. Let's request an additional 2 million from the White House so that we can hire more community navigators. Yeah. And then you get it? That's the structure. So it says the Biden-Harris administration is committed to ensuring that the nation's small businesses get the support they need, right? So here's what the SBA is doing as its initiative to carry out this initiative. And as the SBA is carrying out this initiative, they're getting a certain allotted budget to do the initiative. Does that make sense? So if you now come up with an initiative because you know that the Biden-Harris administration says, we want more hairstylists, nail techs, and barbershops to be open in the US. You can say, I know exactly how they can make that happen in Missouri. You come up with your idea, and then you can go request grant money to implement your idea. You get the kind of the structure of the hierarchy. So now that you have this idea to get more barbers situated, you now have to go find all the barbers in Missouri to say, hey, I'm getting about 4 mil to give to y'all to get y'all stuff set up. So now you over here, Mr. Regular Person, who's getting the big grant money, can now allocate this grant money to other people. Are you going to force people to have this hard application process? I mean, obviously, there are going to be rules that the government says, hey, anyone who you hand this money out to, make sure you get their social, right? But this is what I'm saying is that the people you're working with, they're like you and they're trying to get you paid, right? They just don't know how to find you. So you're going to come to this website and you can scroll around and find all types of programs, right? I'm absolutely becoming the world's best researcher at like researching and finding all this type of information. Because every time I find it and I put it in my group, I'm like, oh, I'm about to grow a big group and have everybody getting all types of amazing results and posting screenshots. And that feels good. That's my life project. So you want to be working with guys like this. Like, look at this guy. This man is serious. Hey, I'm trying to get you money, man. Bring me that application with a proper business email address. Right? He don't want to see no Gmail, right? Sacred South Carolina Association Economic Development, right? All right. So that's one way, the SBA local assistance website, right? And you can make an appointment with them. Okay. Now I got this other doc here that has a list of all the state all the state's offices that provide mentoring, consulting, coaching, and research on your behalf. It's all about the research skills. So I'm giving you a doc that I've used as a guide for myself to know how to research and reach out to these organizations. And this doc here is not just giving you programs of where to apply and get free money. This is giving you what you actually need. It's giving you resources on how to find mentors and consulting and coaching and research techniques to be able to stumble upon these types of money, right? And that's something I definitely want to drop off. So it basically says, look, get off the computer, get on the phone, right? I've got a few things in here, right? The Google Survival Guide, right? How to search for COVID grants and just different stuff in here, right? I don't want to overwhelm you with information. I generally just want you guys to understand how simple this process is to getting the free money and how the attitude you want to have, right? If y'all remember Dre with the NACA program, right? His attitude was like, look, you need to just organize your bank accounts, your bank statements, fix your credit, what have you, and actually show up and talk to these people and they will get you some multifamily housing, right? And that's what I want to project to you guys is that it is that simple. Okay. Other ways now of finding stuff. Meetup, good old meetup.com. So if I set up a nonprofit website called, richhilton.org, I'm gonna help you get rich, and I wanted people to get access to my resources because I want to help small businesses in my local area. So I've set up a nonprofit organization to help people with that, right? Well, I don't know much about marketing, but I heard of this thing called Meetup. So what am I doing to help educate the business owners in my community about how to get access to capital? Well, I created a Meetup group, right? If you think how they would think for a moment, you'd realize, like my mom sets up Meetup groups. My mom will set up a Meetup group for a Zoom call she's about to have, talking about um, talking about what she talk about, her book club and all of that. A Meetup group, right? And she'll post that link on Facebook or what have you, right? So you go on Meetup and you type in start a business and you type in your state and you will scroll and scroll and scroll and see that there's all types of people out here who've already tapped open the well of gold and money, the free money grants for you to get access to that stuff. And they're already trying to attract you, right? Some of these media groups have hundreds of people. This is just in Maryland, DC, right? All right. Y'all, how does that feel? How are we feeling? It's a lot of information. It's a lot of information. Are y'all having some clarity here? Y'all say yes in the chat if this is clear, if this is making sense. If I'm projecting to you the attitude, the mental attitude you should have when you go about this. It's not, oh, where do I apply and blah, blah, blah. It's like, yo, just find you somebody to just go plug you in. There's about 4 to 7 to maybe 10 people, right? I want to see some yeses in the chat. Yes, 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 yes. There's about 40 people in here. Everybody should drop a yes. And if you don't get it, if something's unclear, then just say, Rich, you talk too fast. You don't talk good. Chen lied about that. You're not a good speaker. Guys, I love listening to good speakers. What's everybody's favorite motivational, personal growth, whatever speaker? All right, I'm a big fan of Jim Rohn. Y'all know Jim Rohn? I wish I could speak like Jim Rohn. If I wanted to be humble, I would say Jim Rohn is the GOAT. I'm obviously the GOAT, the greatest at what I do. But Jim Rohn's pretty cool. Y'all listen to Jim Rohn? Mel Robbins, Miles Monroe. So I didn't even really know about Miles Monroe. I've seen his books and his picture and all of that, but Chen over the weekend was like, "Oh, Miles Monroe from the Bahamas." I was like, oh shoot, I didn't know Island Man here. Mel Robbins, Myron Golden. Yeah, Myron's tapped in for sure. Yeah, I listen to hours and hours of guys like Jim Rohn, big Bob Proctor fan. I've spent maybe, I don't know, tens of thousands of dollars between my mother and I, my mom. We've pretty much bought all of Bob's programs. U2, this book, Earl Nightingale, All Them People, E.T. Hip Hop Preacher. Yup, Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone is tight. Grant Cardone. See, every now and then you get people who they won't say who they learned from necessarily, but they'll just change things and say, look, this is what I learned from my experience, right? And what I love about Grant, the way he speaks, you could tell he's only talking about his own experience. So he understands the nuances behind some of the information, right? Behind some of this stuff, you know? Yeah, Bobby, you get it. So Dr. Miles Monroe, Mel Robbins. Yeah, guys. So, listening to speakers, all that, stay motivated, stay hype. So in this last piece here, I swear I had more to show you guys. Yeah, I guess it's right about an hour. Yeah. Don't just search on Google. Go to meetup websites, SBA. Y'all, there's so much more I can be showing you guys too. But I guess I'm landing the plane. We about to land the plane, y'all. All of this stuff I have on my screen, I didn't even go into some of these details, what the tiers mean, the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. It don't matter. Just find somebody to talk to on the phone, and they will just tell you, okay, baby, let me go ahead and get you this application. Oh, and that's another thing. Don't search on Google for like terms like application, right? It's, like that's something that business, it's not an application you're gonna fill out. Like obviously it's an application you're gonna apply, but it's a phone call. It's a phone call, right? They don't all set up, a proper form builder on a website for you to click and fill out a form, and they're not automated. They don't they got a phone line that you know what I'm saying? Like they're not necessarily all set up that way. right? This is stormy real talk. Okay, I'm gonna read that in a minute, Miss Happy. Beauty and taxes. Is there a recording? Oh, yes, I believe so. Oops. Okay, yeah, it's definitely recording. All right. So do I want to go into any details of some of this stuff? I don't. I don't. I want to keep the energy super light and super actionable. Like, yo, get on the phone. Okay, so how are you gonna get on the phone? You don't know these websites, right? So I got this group over here, right? And so me and my guy Victor, right? Victor's my assistant. Um, he's helping me package a lot of these docs and information. Y'all, I got a big Google Drive folder. I have all types of stuff in these folders and stuff I've learned and notes. It's organized enough for me, but as I'm meeting more people who are wanting this type of information about the free money, I said, you know what? I need to put this out there because usually I work hands-on with people, right? And what I would do right now, I'd be making you an offer to just work hands-on with me for free. And it- but that's not how we're gonna grow, right? It says somewhere in the book, if you can carry one on your back, you might go far. If you carry two on your back, you might make two steps. But if you put three on your back, you will break your back, right? But he who can lead them all, something like that. Anyway, I'm trying to lead. I'm trying to lead y'all to the water so you guys can go find it yourself. But if you do want my help one-on-one in a group setting style, I'll have a meeting like this tomorrow night, right? I'll block out, I guess, 8 p.m. Central tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, for you guys that hop in, and we can get on a Zoom and go into more detail and actually see each other and talk. That's how I'll actually go about helping you guys in a more one-on-one way. Those of you that want to try something specifically. Now, I'm not the biggest expert on grants, but I am the world's #1 researcher on putting information together, right? I'm a whole engineer, and I have a whole system here. I have a system that I'm putting together, that I've put together to help you guys get more of this stuff more easily. So some of the things that we're packaging up, it says free money to quit your job, right? Increase your income, do what you always dreamed, live your happy life. What I actually specialize in is not just getting free money, but how to make money online, right? How to market a business. A lot of the businesses I used to help were like regular brick and mortars, med spas. I have a lot of med spas, doctors' offices. So I can absolutely get you some good information on that. But when it comes to getting funded, how to structure your credit profile, you're not gonna see me on the Instagram talking about, oh, Experian hack, this to get your credit boosted. I'm not talking about that type of stuff. I'm going to show you guys how to get $50 to $100,000 in 0% interest funding and or $500,000 in alternative funding from people who want to give you the money because you have a plan and you're building a business, right? A lot of my lenders, and with this company I work with here, I guess I closed the tab, GoFinFi, the lender, yeah, here it is. The lenders I have on the back end here, these guys, they usually give out several $1 million per day, loaning money out to different businesses. Aquina Healthcare Finance, BHG, Internex, right? Obviously the SVA, but I really specialize in really getting like hard cash within 24 to 48 hours. If your credit's not so great, that's the type of money you want. If your credit has potential, right, and you have a 680 or 550 even, and your utilization is just high, you have a couple negatives, man, we run some plays, knock those things off, put you in line to get some real funding and have you, 50 to 100K very easily, very, very easily. So that's what this website's about. But look, I don't want you to go to any of these websites. What I want you to do next is drop a 1 in the chat if you would like my help personally with all the resources I'm putting together, all these docs I have. If you want me to actually put in the work, the late nights to package this stuff up, because it's not me that just created all these docs, right? I'll tell you, this state list, I didn't create this whole thing myself, right? I found other people who had a list of things, and I'm deep in the trenches trying to research, right? Y'all, I need ones because this is an endeavor. And the only way I was able to get myself to really sit down and put in the work to build this is I was like, yo, this could be your life project. Create a great resource on Hub because there's not enough people creating these hubs for people to, yo, I have been homeless, right? I have many a times. I've had to sit in the county. They made me sit. I didn't pay some bills and, stupid stuff, right? Some of stuff I've had, family friends ain't pays the child support, lose their license and get arrested. Friday afternoon, miss work on Monday. Like I've seen what happens when you just don't know the system. And it's ridiculous. So me dedicating my life in this sort of way, I'm really making this a real goal. So if you guys really want me to put this together, drop some ones in the chat. I'd love to see how I can bring some value to you guys. Like I said, free money up front. Now, I am a business person. I do understand the value of what's being created here. So this group right now is not free. It's 100% off. Okay. In a couple weeks, I'll probably make it 70% off, right? Where it's only about $30 or something like that. But because obviously this is information that you can get in a $20, $30 book, right? It's nothing crazy. But this thing is about to be filled up with more and more stuff here, right? The one that I like the most is this one right here, Free Money for Entrepreneurs. Learn the 2x identity system that the rich use to access unlimited amounts of money. And all that's saying is that you have two identities. Listen, you have two identities. Okay? Really more than that if you understand how to set it up. It's just the EIN number. Okay? And it's different when you've properly been disciplined and you get your personal credit set up. I'm telling you, it's a different feeling when your personal credit is there. But here you are getting access to a $50,000 business line of credit. You swipe that whole thing away, and your personal credit stays 720, 750, 800. Your personal credit don't change. And then the bank knows you've used the 50K. You go to another bank and get you another 50K. Right? Guys, I was talking to my underwriter friend today. His name is Emilio. All right, I talk about him a lot. He used to work at US Bank, and he's pretty much doing what I'm doing here, but definitely for profit, right? He works for a pretty big corporate credit business that helps people get access to corporate lines of credit. You can imagine how big those are. Anyway, Emilio was telling me that the girl I wanted to get funded, Gabby, this Gabby, call her that code name, the law firm I mentioned to you guys earlier, that because she had a home address as the business, it's being considered as a home-based law firm, which changes the structure of the money they'd give her, right? Pretty much that she'd get less, but also maybe different interest rates and at different terms. So I said, I was gonna have her set up that virtual PO box because we on social media we've heard people say, "Oh, get you the Opus business address or the Regus." Who's heard of that? LexisNexis and Opus, the virtual office address. Who's heard of that? That when you're setting up your business, you should get your virtual office address. Drop a one if you've heard that. No, drop a two because the ones is for my life purpose. I got to take a screenshot because y'all giving me life. For sure. Okay, so all these twos say that y'all have heard social media, right, and YouTube, the same regurgitated information, tell you, I remember the first time I set up a virtual PO box. It was sexy. It was like 777 West Avenue, something like that, in some city I've never been to. I go to the bank to open this account. It's just a business account, simple account, nothing fancy. I just want to open a checking account, guys. Here's the $50 to fund it. And they said, they put in the things, type it in the computer. Yeah. So it looks like your address is being flagged as a PO box. I said, oh, I collect mail there, but we usually, work from home, we travel. He's like, yeah, it says that there are 150 other accounts with us that have that same address. So, this was at the Chase building in Brickell. I looked at him and I said, okay, people use this address though, right? He's like, yeah, but we know it's not a real address. We know your business isn't there. Now, if you're a certain type of business where you really hiding stuff and they understand you hiding stuff and that type of thing, cool. But if you're trying to build a relationship to go get some business funding from you're trying to hide where your office is at, my guy Emilio was like, yeah, we would regularly have what he called them inspection. We didn't know he would do a site visit. That's what he called it. He was like, yeah, we would just do a site visit. If they're in our same city, we would just do a site visit and just go check on them. Just to see, we just drive by at night after work to see where's this address at. Have you guys ever opened an account and it was closed weeks later and you didn't know why? Yeah, the banks will do that if they just feel uncertain. Too many bad accounts on their books, it looks bad. So I went to this Chase building. I thought I was gonna pull up an image for you guys to see. And I couldn't get the account, or I didn't get the account. So I said, I've been wanting to move my address here. This is the building. I was like, I've been wanting to move here. And I just went and spoke to the receptionist and I said, how much for a box here and an office space? Right. And that's the one that's actually right here. Oh, I got a story for this now. So this office space I got because so now that the bank knows where I'm at, I'm in your building. Emilio was like, "Oh, really? That's what you did?" He's like, "Yeah, man, they really trust you then." Right? See how it's all relationship based, right? Guys, I'm hearing word that if you try to open an account online, a checking account, what have you, they have AIs that will go check your social media profile. They'll look at what you're scrolling on, what you've been liking, who's been liking you, and they'll create an overview or a score of, if you really should be worthy of this relationship. I got a girlfriend that was just denied an account. She actually opened it in branch in person, had the card and everything. Went to buy coffee one day. We were at brunch and she's like, I'll buy the coffee, pulls out her new debit, declined, accounts closed. Embarrassing. Like week, 2 weeks later, right? With her ratchet social media. You see what I'm saying? But y'all see what I'm saying, right? So the game is about these relationships. It's about you actually going out and meeting people. Emilio told me, or I asked Emilio, I said, so Emilio, if I actually go and get a physical space, like I get the lease on the corner of Highway and Main Street, and I'm physically there, and I have a sign outside that says so and so's school, so and so's business, Hylton House Salon, Hylton House Media. He was like, "Ooh, yeah, you in the game now." I was like, "So you're telling me?" Because I knew the numbers. I'm like, "You're telling me I could have 100% utilization, and I'll still get approved for another line of credit?" He's like, "Yep." It's funny you say that because I've seen crazier things. So you're telling me these guys that buy these office buildings and create these huge structures, they understand that, yo, I'm building credit. That little FICO credit score ain't really your credit. Your credit is the relationship you have with the streets. Does that make sense, yo? Right? So I guess that's what the topic of this thing is. That's the theme. Is you got to get good at your street relationships. You need to build relationships with the actual people that are in the streets that are going out saying, "Hey, we want to give Hispanic Chamber of Commerce more money. The Black Chamber, the Delaware this, the National Disability that, the Georgia, Wyoming, LGBTQ, right? Somebody that's LGBT whatever, right? Somebody that is a free spirit said, "I want my free spirit brethren to have more business opportunities." Biden say he giving out more money. I'm pretty sure this party would understand my under situation. Let me go ahead and schedule a meeting to speak at Congress, which you can do publicly. You sit at Congress, you say, hey, Congress, me and my people, we've been, treated poorly for the last 100 years, really badly in the cities and in the places. How can we get some funding to, he's like, you know what, we're going to allocate $10 million to that initiative. I like that initiative. You get it? And then these people are trying to find you to give you access to the money that they've done put together for their life purpose or mission, right? So look, guys, thank you for dropping the ones in the chat. I would like you to join the Free Money Secrets Society. Look, guys, I'm just going to drop a link. Look, I'm going to show you guys a bunch of things in here. Like I said, I'll host a meeting tomorrow night around the same time. One-on-one assistance to knowing more about this government money. I'll evaluate your credit. So what I actually want everyone to do here, more important than about joining a group, I have a link for you guys to get your credit evaluation thing. It's only $1 because before we can meet, I want to know your status and where you're at. Um, Tell you what, I don't want to drop too many links in the chat. I'll just drop this link right here for the school group, okay? And what I'm gonna do, Chen, because I know you're recording this, and this is gonna be like here forever. Anyone who watches this replay, if you're watching right now, and you tap this link to join this group, no matter what the price is in the future, it's 100% off for all Millionaire Barber students, right? 100% off. That's just something I'm sticking in the ground right now since y'all made me feel good with my life purpose and I stated out loud. Y'all are the first people I stated out loud. Did you know if you tell somebody else your goal, you're 80% more likely to follow through and achieve it. 80%. So if you guys have a goal to open a school, get accredited, change people's lives, whatever, tell somebody about it. Hop on a Zoom call and tell everyone in the chat. In fact, we'll end off with that. Chen, can we pin this thing? Y'all tap the link that's in the chat. But before you go, please drop what your goal is for this week, for this year, for yourself, for your business. What are your goals? Because if we share it with each other, I believe we'll create the energy that makes us follow through and take action. Like I said, this is not me here trying to teach or put y'all on game. I want you guys to take action. So tap that link, hop in the group, right? It'll say pending because I got to approve you, right? But hop into the group. I'll post into the group all these resources we've been looking at tonight. So this doc right here, this doc, right? This doc has links in it to other docs, like this one right here, the spreadsheet, the CNPP situation. Didn't even get to go into that. All of these informations, it's a lot of informations, y'all. And you do not need all this information. You just need to know who's in your local city, state, whatever, who you need to call, and you just need to call them and say, hey, this 2 questions you want to ask people, right? I'll give you this. When you get on the phone, the only 2 questions you need to ask, because I was learning more about this today, taking some notes. You say, what do you have for me? How can you help me with what I'm trying to accomplish? That's one question. And another question you ask people is, who else do you know I can reach out to? Right? Because these guys all know each other, right? They're all hanging out with each other. They're all talking about, yeah, I just got $10 million grant to rebuild the housing projects out way over there, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm trying to find people who want to set up nursing, at-home nursing. Do you know people who do that? Oh yeah, I got a grant for healthcare workers to get paid from the government to help people that are disabled. So you saying you need nurses to take care of the elderly in your housing situation that you done set up, your Section 8s or whatever? Yeah, man, let me get them nurses to come over. Another person, yeah, well, I got a grant to help more people become nurses to get educated. You guys see the circle of influence, how they talk to each other? Right? So there's okay, so yeah, I'm helping people set up schools and get accredited so that they can teach people to be nurses. Oh wow. So you have a pipeline of new nurses and I have a Section 8 housing and I need nurses to take care of the elderly. Where can we find the elderly that need care? Oh, well, I help people that are disabled and that are veterans. I got a grant to help them. Okay, shoot. So whoever's over the age of 60, they'll be eligible for my grant and I could pay you or I could pay whoever the city so that they can come be taken care of by the nurses. That you guys get it, right? It's about conversations and rapport, right? And this is what business is, right? I don't even like this word business. It needs to be called something different because business sounds so busy. Like it's not that hard. It's like you link up with some people, you put a thing together, and you make a thing, right? It's very, very simple. This game is very, very simple, right? Even sales, so many S's. I've never set out, I never sales. I communicate. I am into leadership, communication, rapport building, right? Influence. All right, those are my keywords, right? So don't be intimidated by any of this stuff, guys. Government grants. I guess grants a cool word, but I like funded, right? So you want to get into this thing. Yeah, star, you know what I'm saying? Star with the 2 R's. RR, capital R. R for Rich Hylton. All right, y'all. So look, I have notes. I'm gonna quickly look at my notes and see if I discussed everything I wanted to discuss. I'm the world's #1 researcher. See, that's at the top. He's got a big ego. I'm dedicating my life to this stuff. Oh, the SETC tax refund. I got you guys that. Oh, this thing right here. How did I forget? All right. So I guess now we're just doing bonus round. Guys, click that link in the chat, hop into the group. Chan, if you're still there, you can hop back in. This thing right here, guys, this website called Fred. Okay, real quick, let me show them the site. This is how much money the government has been transferring for social benefits to persons. Look at that spike right there in 2020. Whoop, whoop, 2021. You guys see that? This is in thousands. So it's like billions of dollars, like thousands times 1,000, right? You look at all this money they done pumped it. So I think that the government will continue to give more and more money to social benefits to persons, right? Not even businesses, but to persons. So guys, this trend is only going up. This line is only going up. It's only going up. Get you a piece of this money because all these big corporations, that's how they're doing it, right? Google sucks, right? Free experts. Y'all looking at my notes here, and this is being recorded. Oh, right. I was gonna give you guys my phone number. Man, join the school group. But if you do want to text me, there's my number, 305-420-5654. I'll drop it in the chat and y'all can screenshot some of this stuff. Um, yeah. So what I would do with you guys tomorrow or whoever reaches out to me, I would help you get a 3 to 6 month plan to completely wipe your credit, get a nice 700 something score or build your credit. Very simple, quick strategy session we can have on that. Very personal, very one-on-one. I can help you get funded in the next 24 to 48 hours. Okay, a decent amount. Good credit or bad credit. Now, if you don't have good credit, you need to at least have like some tax returns or some cash flow in a bank account. Like you can't just be out here wanting money, right? Um, and I'll also help you guys get set up with the SETC, the COVID tax refund. Okay. If you were sick over COVID for at least 10 days, you can get up to 30K, right? Because you lost money, right? And I'll do a training tomorrow evening, how to get started, right? All right, I think I touched on everything, guys. Do not use Google. All right, y'all. It's Hylton. Did y'all get good value out of that? Chen, are we live on Instagram? Did y'all join
Yeah,
the thing,
yeah,
y'all
we're on
Instagram,
Instagram. I got the
Facebook?
phone on.
For sure, for sure. Yes, indeed. Zandra. I didn't see that name before. I would have called you out. Zandra Jones. That's a very interesting name. Zandra, Javonda Jones. Are y'all related? Oh, I'm sorry. Zandra Thomas and then Javonda Jones. GG, Victoria. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Palm Denmark, Pam, Karen Dorrington. You know, some of y'all were in here with your business name. So if I'm in here calling out your name, like Miss Happy L, who else had a business? Bring in here to life, Navorn, right? I'm about to pull up your Instagrams. Bring in here to life. Yeah, man. So I'm really living for this stuff, guys, right? And what's really gonna help me live for it is knowing that y'all took action, right? You ain't even gotta shout me out about it, but if you did something with it and just let me know, hey, I did this and did that, you actually do get a lot out of it. I thought you only start feeling that way once you're like older, like, yeah, I just love helping people. Man, you washed up, you don't, but nah, it's actually the game. Like helping people is really where it's at. So if you guys got good value out of that, I would love to bring you some value. I would love for you to actually take action and get onto some programs and get some free money. I can get you guys a lawnmower for free. I can get you a water heater. I can get you car repairs, right? Oil changes, every little thing that the government, that somebody went to the White House and Congress and said, the government needs to help us with this and that, food stamps. Somebody went to Congress and said, right, Chen? Somebody went up there and said, hey,
Mhm.
y'all need to help us. Y'all need to subsidize our schooling programs so that we can get more people trained to be hairstylists and barbers and whatnot. And as somebody said, okay, we'll set aside some money for that, right? It's people out here setting aside money on our behalf. So anything you could think of that a privileged and or lazy person could have thought of, you could probably go get it. Markers and pens and pencils and school supplies. There's definitely government grants for that. So if you got kids, stop paying for that type of stuff. The government would pay for it. But you already know that, right? Every holiday season, all the influencers go give away government stuff as if they bought it with their money to give out on social media. Y'all know what I'm saying? It's actually it's not bad or good. It's just it is what it is. All right, y'all. If you're texting me right now, I'm getting your text on my iPad over here. I see the grant. I will call each of you guys in the morning time if that's cool. All right, I'll text you back tonight, but I'll give everyone a quick chat. Do click that link and join the school group. Get active, get in there. If you're on Facebook and Instagram and that stuff, just reach out, follow me, right? At Rich Hilton _. And you know what? Let me hover on my name here and let me actually type it so that you guys on the other social medias can see. It's at Rich Hylton. Hylton with a Y, because my family's Jamaican, right? Rich Hylton. Oh, no, my iPad's dead. All right, y'all. Any questions? What link? Okay, let me drop that link again for the school group. This is the group where I'm going to be organizing more of the stuff I have, because I usually only give it out on like strategy calls, coaching calls, for my own benefit as I organize stuff, organize my life. But I've recently started organizing this information so that more people can just take action. And this first doc that I will share with everyone, the intention of this first doc is to really let everybody know that the way you get this money, it's about a conversation. It's not about searching on Google, finding a link to apply, and then applying. I mean, sure, you could find a website like my girl Jamila did, where you can get the government contracts. But once you apply, somebody's gonna call you and say, hey, we don't use Gmails. I need you to have a company email. You get it? Right? You wanna be building relationships with people, right? Because I guarantee you, whoever's working at that front desk is not inputting every opportunity into the system. The government's been known to not be able to do computer stuff like that, right? So even if you're in real estate and all this stuff, you already know that's how the game works. You got to go down to the courthouse to get you a list of all the tax lien properties, right? Right? This is how it works. So when it comes to this grant money, there are 4 to 7 to maybe 10 people in your state who you can reach out to, who will tell you where to go find everything you need, right? And it is my wish for all of you guys that once you get into this game and you're getting funded and it works for you, that you also dedicate your life to saying, shoot, not enough people are becoming barbers, or not enough people understand, let me go set up a school, or right? You'll just go start getting government money to set stuff up, right? Like Chen over here has multiple schools that he's partnered with and built, right? Because not many people understand that it's that simple, right? Any questions from you? I'm gonna leave the chat open a little bit while longer. Thank you, Miss Happy. So again, the phone number is 305. Let me put it on the screen here so it can be screenshotted. 420 5654. Y'all know I was happy when I got this phone number. 305 420. I was like, yeah, that one. It's almost like 5555. Like, it's a really easy number to remember. I'm about to put on a t-shirt. So text me Grant to this number right here. See, this is the type of stuff I was trying to make in like a presentation, and I need like a girlfriend that will do this type of stuff. Text me Grant. But just join the group. This is it. Because all these text messages. So that's the group. Free Money Secrets. freemoneysecrets.com. Ooh, I like that. Free money secret. Freemoneysecrets.com. Secret or secrets? Secrets, right? Free Money Secrets. That's the one, y'all. Free Money Secrets. If you're coming through Chen's group, if you're coming through Millionaire Barber, you're 100% free. For life, I guess, maybe if it really starts getting big in there, nah, y'all could be there free for life. So hop in now, grab the link, hop in. If you're catching the replay, join in. I'm gonna drop you this doc right here, and I guess we can actually go into it. Let me see. So all of these links are resources for getting mentoring. So wherever state you're in, what I'm basically gonna have you do, if we hopped on a call, tomorrow, Thursday, we'd hop on a call and we would get your smart credit. We would get your 3 bureau printout, okay? We wanna know what the 3 bureaus are saying about you, okay? And all right, so the link is actually this. You have to write that down now. Go finfi/apply. So you come here and you set up some credit monitoring. Now look, not everything you do in life reports to all 3 bureaus, right? So quick game here. Not everything you do in life reports to all the bureaus, right? Some of the bureaus get data from Chase, BOA, right? Capital One, right? Like Experian. Experian is like the shiny pretty boy, right? Experian is out here with the AI, API. Experian got some systems on their back end. So Experian is connected to the big boys, right? Whereas Equifax and TransUnion may not always get reported on for certain things you do. Either way, you want to know what all three of them are saying about you, right? This is pretty straightforward stuff, right? Okay, cool. So now that we know there's more than three bureaus. There's a bunch, but there's like five main ones. It's irrelevant though. You can tell them, hey, look, I understand that I owe Chen. How much you loaned me the other day? I need like for that thing, right? You gave me some money, right? I called Experian. I said, look, Experian, I understand that Chen went and told you that he loaned me some money. But look, Experian, you and Chen having backdoor conversations about me is affecting my relationships with my other people I do business with. So I'll do you a deal, Experian. I'll promise to reach out to Chen and settle what we're talking about. If you just take that stuff off my profile, I don't need it there. Experian says, look, I'm Experian, and I can easily do that for you within 24 hours. In fact, I can remove these hard inquiries while you're still on the phone with me. But I'm gonna give you a hard time because I don't want too many of y'all figuring out that it's that easy to remove a hard inquiry in a negative account. Because if y'all did know it was that easy, y'all would just stop paying y'all bills. You guys get it? My girl had a collection because she painted the wall. She really messed up her walls, but she felt like she wasn't supposed. They held her deposit, they sent her to collections. Or they held her deposit, then charged her on top for the paint, as if they weren't gonna paint anyway, right? Disrespectful. So look, she opens her credit one day and sees that she has a um she has a collection. She calls the complex and says, yo, what'd y'all do this for? Why'd y'all give me a collection? And they're like, oh, we're under new management. We don't know what that's about, but you got to pay it. She says, because she understands. So she did, I don't think she sent a letter. I think she sent an email or she used the app. I know there's credit repair for social media saying, oh, you got to get these letters. Oh my God. Do y'all really think that these bureaus are actually opening up millions of letters? You really think that's your letter? The letters, first of all, is getting scanned into a system. And if that system can't quickly and understandably read what's going on, like the letters, right? The letters, of course, still send your letters because all the credit repair people gonna tell me, no, bro, that's how it works. Yeah, okay. You can call them and say, look, take this off my report. It's not fraud, just take it off. And they'll take it off. The negative accounts that you owe Amex on, the Discover, the hard inquiry, the late payment. Hey, look, man, I gave that girl the money. Her and the son are taken care of. The child support ain't even supposed to be on my credit report. What's the problem here? The judge already took me off child support. I need this off. You're affecting my ability to buy real estate. Okay, sir, sorry about that. And they'll take it off. Now, I make it sound simple, but it's not easy. You might have to call 3 times in a row and sit on hold for about an hour and a half. Oh my gosh. You guys get it though? I want to project to you the attitude of ease. It's simple. It's simple. This stuff is simple. I had terrible credit. Opened the Amex. I did a cash advance on the Amex. I didn't know you could just swipe the money off the card. I didn't know you could get a credit card for 10K and then swipe it off as cash and use it to do something. I thought you had to do the cash advance at 26% APR. Oh my God. So I did the cash advance, ran up the card, they closed the account. That thing was sitting on my account, my profile for years, driving my score into the 500. So I did it to Discover, did Amex, right? I think those are the only two negative accounts I had. Anyway, sometime over COVID, I meet some friends of mine who are them boys in Brickell. We shared the office space, right? They're into mortgages and that type of thing, right? The Brickell boys, we called ourselves because we all started getting Benzes and stupid stuff with our money, right? And they showed me how to just clean my credit overnight. 60 days later, barely, I had it was climbing too, it was like 680. He was like, no, 1 or 2 more rounds and this thing will be in the 700s. And then what kind of car you want, Rich? What kind of... And I'm taking Ubers every day. I'm liking the Uber lifestyle, right? I'm spending like 2K a month in Uber, 3K. And 2 months later, my score is in the 720s, 740, 750, some of the viewers. I'm like, wow, that's what credit repair is? You just send some letters and I thought I had to pay down the accounts. They said, no, no, the account's closed. You can't pay it. Like, I was like, oh, but what about collections? Collections? Come on, Rich. They bought the account, but this a whole thing set up, right? Now, I'm not saying don't pay your debts. Okay. I had to sit in 2 classes in school for this thing they call ethics, right? When you build in buildings, this engineering stuff. A lot of y'all may have come from professional careers or have family members that would frown upon it, right? My mama would not want to hear me talking about not paying a debt back. But why does Experian have to know about it? Who's that? I'm not saying don't pay your debts. You're gonna pay your debts because you want to get that Amex back. You want that Amex, but it doesn't need to be on your profile, is what I'm saying. Right? Oh shoot, here go to chat. That part. You see what I'm saying? Wow, I texted Grant. If asked what, now it's texting G, it can't help me. Oh, wow. Okay, guys, so y'all know me with the systems. So Gigi, that is an AI that I was like testing out the other night. I was like, oh, okay, I can set up my AI to respond to people that text the word Grant, and it's going, but I didn't finish setting it up. I'm gonna be honest. So all of y'all where it says, I am sorry, I don't have enough information to help you. Chen, I rushed this meeting, man. I said, damn, I want to create this presentation. I was like, ooh, let me set up this auto text situation. Didn't finish it. So everybody that's getting the auto text back, just stop. I'll text you. I'll call you. Yeah, that's so funny. One of y'all is actually having a conversation. Hold on, I'm gonna read this to y'all. It says, hey there, what's on your mind today regarding grants? Is there something specific you're looking for or a question? I wonder if I can train my AI to know about grants and actually, that'd be kind of tight. Actually, yeah, because if I'm really trying to do God's plan, I might need AI to help me answer questions, right? Hmm, that's pretty cool. I'm sorry, I don't have enough information. I'm sorry, I don't have enough information. Hey there, what do you need assistance with? Pretty cool. All right, so it's about 20 of you guys that texted. I see it's about 40 that was in the meeting. So you haters, I'm playing. But yeah, guys, join the group. And I will follow up tomorrow evening. I'll post a Zoom link for us to all get together again. Like I said, everyone coming from Chen's group here, right? I see it's 10:30 on the dot. I'll let you guys go. I know some of y'all got kids, some of y'all got dinners and all that. Chen, I don't know how you usually take it, wind it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, y'all give it up for Rich. I want to thank you for giving us